hey, 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 hey.
I'm Donna Green. I'm a breast cancer survivor of 2 years. It's been going on my second year through chemo. I'm a mother of three, two girls and a boy. Erwin Curry, Rochelle Curry, and Ashley Daun Green, my baby girl. I've been working in Detroit all my life, and I have traveled many places, but this is what I call home. I've had many jobs. I work at this present time at Thermonetics, and I do accounting work, and that's real funny because I hate math, but that's where I ended up. I like to dance, I like to sing, I like to cook, and I love good music. I was diagnosed with breast cancer March 30th, 2017. When I hear the word cancer, I think of fear. I think of death. I think of, can I do it? Now, when I heard the word cancer for myself, oh, I thought of God, Jesus, just don't let me get sick. When I thought of cancer, when I was diagnosed, my first thought was, this is not true. When they called me back in the room and told me I had breast cancer and you're going to be okay and we're just going to cut it out. The first thing I thought of was, you're taking my breasts off, cut it out. And my gynecologist said, no, we're just going to take the cell out. Oh, okay. She didn't know I didn't care. She could have took my breasts off just as long as I stayed alive. That's the just keeping it real. I can go without a boob, but I didn't want to go without my life. When I was first diagnosed with breast cancer, my first thought was, I gotta be strong. I can't cry. I can't crumble. I gotta be strong. Lord Jesus, give me the strength to fight this. Only thing I asked my Lord to do for me was keep me strong. I didn't want to be sick because I heard of so many people go through chemo and they be sick. And I got to be strong. I got to keep it going. So when I went to chemo class, the instructor told me that I should take work off. I should just shut down for a whole year because it was going to be rough. And I looked at her, I said, you don't know my God. We kicking this in the ass. I am going to work. This is not going to stop me. Because all I could think of was being at home, looking ugly, feeling bad for myself. No, I ain't going out that way. We kicking this. I went to my job, and they got me my computer set up at home, so if I ever had a bad day, I would work from home. I don't think I missed 3 days of work. The only time I missed work was when I had the initial surgery. And that was it. After the doctor told me I had breast cancer, and I was coming home, driving home, because I didn't want to go to the doctor. Everybody knows when the doctor calls you and tell you they want to see you, it's negative. And I told the receptionist, why can't you just tell me on the phone, because you're going to tell me something negative, and I'm driving by myself. I just didn't want to go. And she got real stern and professional. Miss Green, you have to come in and see the doctor. Okay, so after I go to the doctor's office and I'm driving home and I'm talking to my girlfriend on the phone, and I got it all planned out. I'm not going to tell my kids, I'm not telling Ashley and Rochelle anything until I get the whole lowdown on this, because I don't need to worry them. Ashley comes in the house and she says, Mama, what's wrong? I'm like, no, she didn't. You know how we always tell our kids, I know you. I know when something's wrong. No, she didn't. I said, what do you mean, what's wrong? Oh, I can tell, Mama, something wrong. I said, there's nothing wrong. And I didn't plan this when she came through the door. But when she turned that key and came in the door and I seen her face, all I could see was, I haven't seen her babies. I haven't seen her children. I can't go like this. And I was just messed up. So I end up telling her with her sister on speakerphone that I was diagnosed with breast cancer, because Ashley wasn't letting up. She knew something is wrong. So I couldn't hide it no more.
How did the family take the news?
Oh, they was miserable, man. I had to be strong for them. It's gonna be all right. My sisters, they were fine. Like, oh, really? Because I think my family, they're more like me. Like, wait till we get it all. Initially, everybody was sad, my older sister, she came over Mother's Day, and I was diagnosed in April, and my sisters never come over my house on Mother's Day. She made sure she came over my house on Mother's Day, okay? A lot of times people feel sorry for you. They want to see you before you're gone, and I try to stay away from people like that because I did not plan on leaving. I didn't want a pity party. Let's continue as usual. And finally, they got in the click of things, They got in the click of things. It's not an easy journey knowing that you're going to lose a body part and you don't know how much of that body part you're going to lose. But the biggest body part is your life. So, as long as I didn't lose that, I was fine. At least kept telling myself, I'm going to be fine. After the surgery, they told me that they had got all the cancer out and that I was stage 2 and everything was looking great. So I went back to my surgeon after surgery and she instructed me to go to the oncologist. I was not sure of why I was going to an oncologist. I know with cancer you have to go to an oncologist, so I didn't think nothing about it. I was on a high. The Lord has blessed me. I'm through. I guess I'm going to an oncologist, just another step when you have cancer. And the oncologist, my daughter went with me actually, and the oncologist told me that he suggested I go through chemotherapy. And I'm like, stage 2? I have to go through chemotherapy? He says yes. And he instructed me that I could get another, what's the proper word? Go to another doctor to get another, help me out, y'all. What's the proper word?
Second opinion.
A second opinion. Thank you very much. I had to go to it. So I did that because my brother's wife, Sterling, she had went through breast cancer and she was stage 3, I believe. And she really spoke good of her doctor. He was an African American doctor, and the one I had left was a white doctor, and he was real studious, real dry, and he was like 70 years old, and I wasn't really feeling him, He was just straight-laced. So I left there and I went to see her doctor, and he was great. But then I got set up for him to start the procedure of chemo and whatnot with me. And he was saying the same thing as the older doctor did. But something happened. I was crying like a baby leaving when I initially heard that I had to do chemo. I was scared to death because I've never heard any good things about chemo. All I could think about was I was just going to be broke down, kids was going to have to wait on me, and nobody wants to lose their independence, and I was one of them. So I'm all set up to go to my sister-in-law's doctor, and I'm wondering why they haven't called me. Now, when I went to the original oncologist, before I left that same day, they had me set up for chemo class, the whole nine. They were so professional. They made me feel like I was a priority, but I was scared. So I don't know if I was stalling or not, because who wants to have chemo, right? So after I had went to the African doctor, and I'm waiting to get my call to get set up for chemo class and whatnot, 2 or 3 weeks went by, and I called their office, and the young lady told me, I'm glad you called because we had lost your file. That's not going to work. You can't lose me. I went back to the initial doctor, and he asked me, he said, I'm surprised you came back because you seem like you're so uncomfortable and scared. People do tell me that I don't have a great bedside manner, but I got to ask you, what made you come back? I said, because you made me feel like I was a priority. And I got to be a priority in this stage of my life. Yes. Breast cancer doesn't run in my family. I just so happened had breast cancer, which was entitled invasive ductal carcinoma. When I heard that, I thought it was breast cancer in my milk ducts. But no. I am very blessed because my breast cancer was all the way back behind my rib cage. It was already on my rib cage. So me having mammograms every year, that was a blessing. Now, initially, you can't pick it up because you can't feel it. You don't feel a lump because it's so far back. And the weird thing about this journey, when I went to Beaumont to pick up my film to take to Providence because they did the surgery, I ran into the nurse or the doctor that did my biopsy. And it was so odd because I'm in the film department. She's coming off the elevator and she knew me. And I was like, you remember me? You know how many women she see a day? But she remembered me. And those little things like that kept me hopeful. Because I thought that was odd. Why would she remember me? She knew my name. She knew where the cancer was. I said, okay, this is all right. God got me. God got me. Why would she remember me? And she did. And then when they told me where the cancer was, behind my rib cage, just, you know, that's a blessing. This is going to be okay. It's going to be okay. All right. I did chemo for a year. And during that year, the chemo lasted 3 hours. I went every week, 1 day a week. I had a great nurse. I would walk in chemo and, well, first let me tell you this, how God works, okay? Lady at my job that I used to pass by every now and then, she had had a double mastectomy. And I got with her and found this information out like 2 weeks before chemo. And she gave me a scarf to wish me good luck. And she's like, Donna, you can do it. You can do it. You're going to be fine. I was like, yeah, you telling me that and you're done. She said, no, you're going to be fine because, see, you walk. You walk 4 miles a day. Keep walking because that brings, reproduce your bad cells and the good cells, your blood cells, and that's what you need to do. So I'm like, okay, look at God, He's doing it. He just sending all his helpers my way, right? Okay, so I went to chemo, 3 hours, scared to death. First thing I'm thinking is, am I gonna feel this going through my body? What? I didn't. Got out of chemo. I walked home. Every time I had chemo, I did my walk, 4 hours. I was fine. She was right. It helped a lot. And the nurses and my family. My family, oh my God, they was there for me. My brother and his wife, they was there for me. It's nothing like family. And you never know the importance of family until you go through something so traumatic. So traumatic. And I must say, I'm blessed. I have a great family and friends. The obstacles I faced going through chemotherapy was numbness in my fingers, my feet. They felt like they weren't never there. They were numb. I tried everything. Red onions. I heard you cut up a red onion and tape it to your foot. I tried that. I was cold. I never was nauseated. I just pushed through it. I remember being at work one day and I was reached to pick up something and my fingers went all the way back. And I was like, oh Lord Jesus, I'm just falling apart. I gotta walk this off, shake it, shake it. I can't tell you every day was a great day. But my mom came to me, I remember being on the phone with my sister one day, and we were talking about me and how I was doing. And I told her, I thought about Mama. Just put your lipstick on and keep on stepping. Smile. Push through it. And she laughed. She said, yeah, I was thinking about that too. I was just going to tell you that. That's what Mama would say. Yeah. But it was a journey. It was very important to me to have a solid base support system. I have to get my hat off for my job. My boss told me, the owner of the company, he told me straight up, you don't have to worry about missing time or anything. Don't even worry about it. You got your job. I was like, wow. That took a lot of pressure off me. And that might be one of the reasons why I didn't take advantage of it, because he opened his heart. His mom, matter of fact, he told me his mom died from breast cancer. And that just gave me strength in itself. You know, I'm not going to be weak. I'm not going to take advantage of this. And I didn't. I didn't have to ask my family for anything. They were there. I thought my daughter couldn't cook, but she cooked. Ashley ain't never seen her cook, but she cooked. She was there. Family is key. Family is key. And after going through breast cancer, it made me buy all the people that was there for me something, because they did their walk with me. I bought my daughter's shoes, my sister-in-law's shoes, because they traveled with me. And they was like, what's this for? I said, because you walked through this journey with me. And they were surprised. But they don't know, I was more surprised. Like I said, people always say you got family, and people always say they got a family that's not close together. And you never know how close your family is until you go through something. And I must say I have a close family. When I hear the words breast cancer survivor, I feel blessed. I feel triumphed. I feel overcome. I feel can't nothing else stop me. I feel there is a God, which I always knew. God is a comforter. I heard people say that in church. And I used to always think that was like if somebody died or something. God comforts you while you're alive. I remember when I drowned when I was in my 30s, and God sent me my grandma and said, "You're going to be all right." And I'm like, hey, there's no way in hell I'm going to be all right. I'm dead. I can't get out this pool. But I was all right. God sent me comforters while I went through breast cancer. This is how I look at it. The doctor that was on the elevator when I went to pick up my film, she let me know she remembered me, and that made me feel good, and I didn't even know why. At first I was scared, but then when I realized I got the x-rays back from the other doctors, that the cancer was so far deep in my body, I realized that was a God comforting that was sent to me, because she saw it. You know what I'm saying? She took the biopsy. Now they're finna take it. Now it's out of me. And then my family, they were my comforters. My sister-in-law, going through it, she taught me so much. When I was scared, I would call her. And what scared me was that port. And when the doctor told me where that port was going to be, by my heart, and then that tube is going to your big artery that's going through your heart. Oh my God, I called my sister-in-law and said, I can't go. You telling me that this is going to go through my heart? And she told me, she said, Donna, do you know how many people would not go through chemo if it was going through your heart? I was like, okay. She said, you're going to be okay. So when I think of breast cancer survivor, I think of God. He's there, and he will see you through it. The advice that I give a woman that's going through breast cancer, or a man, never think it's over. I went in thinking it was going to be another triumph for me. I didn't go in like I was getting medicine. I don't know if I said it earlier, but I went in, I would go to chemo and say, hook me up. I didn't want to be depressed. I didn't want to feel like I was getting medicine. I was getting something that was going to make me better. I also thought about the positive. I thank God for the scientists that made the chemo to cure this out my system. Don't think it's a death sentence, because it isn't. I went in positive. I made sure I wore pink every time I went to chemo. I want you to see what I'm doing. You know, I'm not going to be in nothing black, nothing gray. And black and white is my favorite color. And I never wore it to chemo. I was proud of this triumph that I'm going to conquer, because I knew God was on my side. I had to think positive all the time. Even though we're human, and the first thing is fear, but you got to move that fear out the way, because the devil is not going to win. You got to think positive. That is so true. So I act like I was going to get gas every week. Hook me up. The nurses thought I was crazy. And they would say, I'll never forget when I started walking, because the first week I started chemo, I wasn't walking. And I remember my ride, I left the person that dropped me off. They left for something. And they were looking for me. And it's like, Donna, how do you get the energy to walk? Because everybody be weak and whatnot, you know. And they would have blankets on and going to sleep. I wasn't going to do that. I was not going to be down. Now, mind you, everybody has different chemo, okay? They call it a cocktail. And it does wear on your body. But I just kept remembering the lady at my job saying walk. And the walking helped me. So my mind was already set, because the chemo made me sleepy. It did while I was there, because you get Benadryl and all these other kind of medicines going through your body. And the Benadryl is to stop you from throwing up or having an allergic reaction. And it wasn't a teaspoon of Benadryl. And everybody knows Benadryl makes you sleepy. And I refused to be asleep. So I jumped up, had my gym shoes, my water, and I walked. Because I had to go to work the next day. I refused to stay home.